सत्सुरं तं नमामि अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानजनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। सद्गुरु महाराज की जय। My pranams to my spiritual colleague, Mataji, Swami Shraddhananda, with whom I have a very long-standing spiritual fraternity, and along with whom we are running a beautiful center in the south of Johannesburg, in a little small suburb called Winchester Hills. My pranams to all the elders seated here, loving sisters, brothers, and dearest children of the Divine. Our association, both Mataji and myself, with Sri Saradindu, commenced a few years back, long before the establishment of the Ninaad School of Music. And right from those times up to present moment, we share a wonderful cordial relationship with both Saradindu ji and Monisha Shaw, because they are wonderful human beings. And our ashram supports any individual or individuals in the community that try to uplift human beings in any form whatsoever. So in this field of fine art, particularly in the field of Hindustani classical music, Sri Saradindu, Monisha and the School of Music play a pivotal role in trying to encourage neophytes, particularly in the field of music, to understand both the theory and practice of classical music, which is such a wonderful accomplishment on the part of the school. When you drive along the coastal areas of a place called Mahabalipuram in southern India, you will find strewn on the roadside hundreds of huge granite rock. And when one drives along the sea coast, you will find so many men in particular that are chiseling on little pieces of granite rock for days, weeks, months and years on end in some instances. And possibly after a few years when you drive back, you will see that the same crude granite rock that you passed a few years ago has now emerged into a beautiful murti of a Hindu deity, Lord Ganesha, Lord Shiva, Sri Krishna, or whatever the deity is. And then you wonder, what has happened here? Because a few years ago when you passed, it was just merely a crude piece of granite rock. And after much chiseling, much diligence, and much devotion and dedication, something beautiful arises out of that diligent work. So when I see the little children performing here, little ones that are so brave enough to even come to the stage. It's not easy to sit on the stage and even speak like I'm speaking. You have to have a certain degree of confidence. You have to have no stage fright at all. You have to build yourself to that stature where you can face an audience. It's not an easy thing. I can give you the mic and you can try it out yourself also. But here we have little children coming on stage, sitting behind not one mic, some of them sitting behind 2 or 3 mics, and performing so beautifully. And it reminded me as I was sitting there of this crude granite rock that has the potential to become a beautiful murti in the end. That was the thought that entered my mind. So this also ties up with this most beautiful period of Guru Purnima that so many of the speakers spoke about. Traditionally, in the Guru Shishya Parampara tradition, in our Indian system of spirituality, the Guru occupies a very prestigious role in Indian philosophy. Because it is only through the grace of the Sadguru that the Atma in you, from a very low state of evolution, can evolve into a Mahatma. From an Atma to Mahatma. So this is the beauty of this lineage of the galaxy of saints and sages that have embellished our Indian culture. So this tradition we follow very religiously. Yesterday we had a very beautiful satsang at our ashram. And in spite of the fact that so many negative WhatsApp messages and SMSs were going around about the lunar eclipse and the effect that it can have on you, we have encouraged all our devotees and told them that during this lunar eclipse, the best place to be is in a satsang. Because this lunar eclipse has come out of the divine consciousness. It is all Bhagavan's Leela, his divine spot, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, whatever you want to call it. This is all the workings of Prakriti, nature, as tabulated in the Bhagavad Gita. So I told them, don't fear anything. When you take God's name, when you're singing bhajan, kirtan, you're doing shlokas from sacred texts, and you assemble in a sangha, assemblage of like-minded people, bhaktas of God, what is there to fear about any eclipse? Because the chanting of the divine name, the power that's generated, the vibrations that's generated when you sing God's name, eclipses everything else that is of a negative nature. So we had a beautiful satsang celebrating the Guru Purnima. So in this tradition, the highest respect is given to the realized saint, the Sadguru. Sadguru means one who is living in Sat, one who is established in Brahmic consciousness. We call him a Brahmajnani. So we pay our obeisances, our tribute to all the Brahma Rishis, starting from sage Vedavyasa, right up to modern times. We pay them a great debt of gratitude in remembering them, in honoring them. So likewise, in the various aspects of life also, there are many teachers that have taught us so many things in life. Even though they may not be Brahmajnanis, but we honor them, we pay our respect to them for the knowledge that they have imparted to us. This is the meaning of today's event. So music also is a very powerful means of attaining God's consciousness. So, what is it that we want when we send our child for music lessons? Do we want our children to be Bollywood celebrities? Like the shows that you see on the DSTV, the young generation that's emerging in India, so talented, so profoundly talented in so many aspects of fine art, in drama, in dance, in music. What is our intention? So Satyendra Bhai asked me to give the children a little message about music. Swami Shivananda Ji Maharaj, our Venerable Holy Master, in whose name we are conducting the daily affairs of our institution, whose message, life and teachings we are trying to promote and propagate, has very beautifully said in a book entitled Music as Yoga. Swami Shivananda has written a book called Music as Yoga. In this book, some beautiful wisdom about the science of music is enshrined. How we can use music as a tool, as a means, as a medium to attain the highest divine consciousness in this world. This is my vision for this Ninaad School of Music. We don't want to produce Bollywood artists. There is enough in India. That is not what we want for our children. We want music to be used as a tool to refine the human personality, to make our children more divine, to make them realize that there is a great potential within them that they need to explore through the medium of music. Music has that power. Because in this Ra, in this Sa, Ri, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, Sa, the Sa, Ri, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, Sa, the 7 notes of the Indian musical notational system links up with the 7 chakras of the human body. This is what's written in Swami Shivananda's book. That is what I found most interesting. How does these chakras, from the base of the spine, the Muladhara chakra, right up to the last chakra on the crown of the head called the Sahasrara chakra, how does it correlate to the musical notes? When one is involved in permutations and combinations of these Sarigama notes, there's a beautiful harmony and rhythm that's created within the psyche of the human being. Psyche means in the psychological arena, the field of the mind. When one is singing bhajans in beautiful rag with tal, rag, that is what Bharata means, India. Bhava, singing with bhavana. Ra in rag, ta in ta. This is what Mother India represents. Bharata, Varsha you call it. So when these three things are combined, when that bhavana is there, that bhakti, that is what we're trying to bring out in Guru Purnima. This Guru Bhakti, through the love of God. The Guru is teaching you music. Through the music, you're learning to love your own self, which is God, the inner self. Using the musical talents that you have, you're trying to raise your consciousness from lower chakras to higher chakras through the power of music. Because the musical notes creates a wonderful vibration, a rhythm within you, within the personality. When you sing it with bhakti, with devotion, when you open your heart to the inflow of divine power, the grace of God, then you evolve as a human being. From man, from a human being, you become from an animal being with lower propensities, anger, jealousy, hatred, all these lower propensities, you raise yourself to the human level. From the human level, you raise yourself to the divine level. This was the plight of Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. First he was an ordinary human being. Then he raised himself to the highest status of a Mahaඥani. So this is what music does. And I pray that all the children, even the adults, take music seriously. Because it has a great power of transformation. You enjoy singing. When you enjoy singing, something opens up in your heart. And when that entity opens up, divine love flows. And then you can feel a rhythm with the universe. So this is what music does. In a nutshell, I'm telling you what's contained in this book. great sages like Saint Tyagaraja, they realized God through music. Purandaradasa, Mirabai. So many examples of great musically talented people in India have used music to come face to face with God. So this is the purpose of our human life. When music of this nature takes your mind within, it means it's subtle. When music just makes you rock and roll, shake and dance, it's rajas. And when that music is so chari, it makes you sleep, it is tamas. So this kind of music that you are learning in the school is of the purest form. The purest form of fine art, Indian classical music. There is no doubt about this. Go read any book about music. Whether it's South Indian rags, whether it's North Indian rag, it's one and the same. It has the same potential. So what you are learning in the school, pure sattvic music. But suddenly though just for the purpose of little entertainment, the human mind needs some entertainment. Throw in a few Bollywood songs and all, just to make the people happy. But by and large, this is a school that is quite serious in promoting the purest form of music, that is North Indian classical music. We speak this quite often. So, I compliment all the children, and especially my young boy, my friend that I met a few years ago in Begaton. And he played the tabla for me. I don't know if parents remember me. I went to a family function and I met him. Both the girl and the boy played. So, this is the age to learn music. Do you know what age I started learning music? Can you guess? Can you guess? Sorry? 58. When you're wondering, the Swamiji is very old. This year I learned to play music. I have a lot of music in me. I love music. But I decided that I want to learn structured music, formalized music, to know what I'm playing, to know what rag it belongs to. I can take the harmonium and play any song. I can play tabla for anyone that sings bhajan and kirtan, but not classical. But now I want to know what I'm doing with the tabla, what I'm doing with the harmonium. And when I see the little children, I really feel I should have done this 50 years ago. I started this year, but I'm happy that at least I made a start. Even if I don't go as far as the youngest child in this Ninaad School of Music goes, I'm still very happy that I know what I'm playing on the harmonium. This is very important, because later on when you evolve, when you have to play with other talented musicians, you have to know each other on the stage. You have to understand each other. What is he playing? What is she playing? You will have to harmonize and synchronize with others. That is why it's important for you to learn proper music under an adept teacher. And Saradindo and Monisha are really fantastic in the methodology of teaching music, in the style of teaching music, and they are so patient. They are so patient. I've seen that with my own eyes. Even with the weakest, for the want of a better word, even with the weakest student, so patient, so calm, so enduring, no agitation, no shouting, no screaming, no scolding. Unlike in some other schools that I've been to, even in India, the teachers thrash them with a cane. I've seen that in India. Some of the music teachers and even dance teachers are worse. Bharatanatyam and Kathakali and Kuchipudi and all these dance schools I visited in India, they thrash the children. So this is nothing of that kind. Maybe they know the laws of the country that about child abuse. Maybe the laws in India are different. They understand the laws of South African law. So congratulations to Ninaad School of Music. And our prayer, both Mataji and myself, we are great well-wishers of anyone that promotes these kind of things in the community. Anything that raises the spiritual consciousness of any member of the community, we support it fully with all our heart. Our heart is with Ninaad School of Yoga. Our good wishes are with Ninaad School of Yoga. Our blessings are always with Ninaad School of Yoga. I'm sorry, it's a school of music. Music is yoga, I said in the beginning. So it's a yogic science. It's yoga, uniting the mind with the divine through music. And I repeat this. Use music to unite your mind with the divine consciousness. Then you are in a state of yoga. That is what music is all about. For me, for others it may mean something else. Hari Om Tat Sat, and thank you for your patience.